what we have seen, and a lot of people, when they talk about Pluto and Uranus, they always talk about, oh, it's eruptions. Think of Pluto as volcanic energy, and Uranus energy is considered rebellious. And so everybody's going, oh, we're going to have all this rebellion and everything. But no, because it's in a trine. We're not going to see that at this time. If you go back, what we've seen, like 1896 to 1907, we saw Uranus and Pluto in a conjunction, which means they were right next to each other, on top of each other, so kind of supporting each other, egging each other's energies on. But we saw things like the women's suffrage movement come out of that period. In 1920 to 1937, we saw Uranus square Pluto. And you see one of the big things we saw during that period would be India's independence movement led by Gandhi. 1962 to 1970, Uranus conjunct Pluto. We had all types of revolutions going on in this country and around the world, but they were like the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, the gay rights, environmental rights, those types of things were all being challenged, right, as in those eras. And then in 2007 and 2020, we had them in I can't remember if it's a conjunction or an opposition, I can't remember. And we had a lot of global uprisings around the world. And we saw here in the United States, we saw a lot of police brutality causing riots and uprising. And then we saw fighting for Indian rights and lands and environmental protests during this period. So that Pluto Uranus energy, we're used to it being kind of disruptive and almost unexpected in some ways, and surprising in some ways. But we're going into a period where they're going to be in a trine. And so although it would, Pluto and Uranus are still going to have their rebellious volcanic moments, but they're going to be working together and probably working in harmony. So we may not see as much disruption in a negative way as we've seen in the past. It might be a smoother transition into whatever this revolution is, what we're coming up into new. But as everything has a positive and a minus side, the other side I could see of this, with Uranus ruling technology and Pluto ruling what's hidden underneath, you could see as Uranus in Gemini is what Diane was talking about, the new technologies and things coming out. It's going to accelerate that. And Pluto is what's underneath that, what's hidden. So, and right now what we're hearing is a lot of conversations about AI. Is it good or bad? Is it underneath? Are people trying to control us, not just through AI, but through the medias and all this stuff? So all this stuff is going to be coming through the forefront. So look for more of that as we go through these periods. But I don't think it's going to be, I think there's going to be kind of a softer revolution. I think we're going to change. I think we're going to see, like Diane said, we're going to see changes in the governmental structures, financial structures. I think these things are probably up for conversations about how we want them to be in the future, and what do we want as we move forward. But one of the things that I think is hopeful is that within the next 3 years, Pluto and Uranus are going to trine each other. They're going to be 6 times in the next 3 years. So we're going to have these energies peaking over the next 3 years. So if they're going to move apart, come out of that configuration, then they're going to come back together. So when they're apart, we might feel a little bit disruptions and things, but that's all right. That's a conversation and things that's going to come home. And then we're going to come back to, okay, let's move forward. This is what we're going to do, how we're going to move forward.